So today I just wanted to talk about component attributes and more specifically fallthrough attributes. We know that we can use attributes on custom components like this title here, and if we take a look inside we can see that it's defined as a prop. So any attribute we pass to a component that isn't defined as a prop will become a fallthrough attribute, and we can actually access them using attrs variable in our template. Now if we pass a class or a style attribute that is not defined as a prop to a component, they will be added to the root node of the component, and if this root node already has these attributes, they will get merged. And as you can see, our card component already has some predefined classes, so if we try to pass a class like border, you can see that the changes are reflected on our card element, and if we inspect it, you can see that these classes are added to the root node. And the same thing goes for style. So let's try to add maybe a text decoration and underline. You can see that the text is now underlined. And now let's go to our card component, try to add another style here, maybe a text transform, capitalize, and you can see that it's underlined and capitalized. If we inspect it, you can see that these styles are merged. But what about the other attributes like ID or data ID like we have in here? So let's try to pass an ID attribute and see what happens. So I'll pass my card as an ID, and if we try to inspect it, you can see now the ID is my card. This means that it prioritizes the attribute that we pass from the parent. So with the view tree, a component can actually have multiple root nodes. So let's add a new div tag to our component. And as you can see, we are passing a class attribute to our component. So what do you think will happen here? And if we take a look at our console, you can see that there is a warning there. It says that class was passed but could not be automatically inherited because Vue doesn't know where to add this class. So to fix this, we can actually use vim bind and bind our attributes to the second div that we have. And as you can see, it added the class to our second div. Now another example, let's add a button to our layout, and if we take a look inside, you can see it's actually an anchor tag. I did this on purpose because I want to use an event modifier. So in this case, if we want to use a click event on our button, we would need to go to our button component and create an emit and listen for this custom event on our component. And since it's an anchor tag, we'll need to use prevent modifier to prevent it from refreshing the page. And now we can listen for this event and do something with it. And let's actually create this do something function to see what happens. And when we click the button, as you can see, it's working. But now let's remove this event modifier. And after the alert, it will refresh the page. And it would be nice if we could use event modifiers on our components without having to use them on our component inside our component. If we use a regular click event, then it will be added to this as an attribute. We can actually prevent this by adding a new script tag to our layout, and there we can set inherit attributes to false. This way our root node will not inherit any attributes passed to the component. And now anything we pass, we can actually bind to our anchor tag here. And this means that we no longer need this emit. Now we can use this click event and access modifiers because they will pass to our anchor tag. Now let's give it a try, and it should work as it did before. We can actually access this attrs variable in our script. We just need to use attrs from view. Now let's quickly console log it. You can see we have a proxy here. We go to inside, you can see the click event that we sent as an attribute. If you learned something, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you check out my other videos. Thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next one.